Have you ever walked into a place you've never been before and suddenly felt like you've lived that exact moment already? The room looks familiar. The conversation sounds familiar. Even the way someone moves their hand feels strangely predictable. For a few seconds, you're convinced you've experienced this before. Then the feeling disappears, and you're left wondering, what just happened? This strange sensation has a name, déjà vu. And despite feeling almost supernatural, psychology and neuroscience suggest something even more interesting. Your brain may be accidentally tricking itself. But here's the strange part. The people most likely to experience déjà vu aren't those with bad memories. They're often people with very good ones. So what exactly is happening inside your mind when reality suddenly feels like a replay? Let's find out. Most people experience déjà vu at least once in their lives. Some experience it only a few times. Others experience it regularly. The phrase itself comes from French and literally means already seen. But the experience is much deeper than simply recognizing something. When déjà vu happens, you don't just feel familiar with a situation. You feel as though you've already lived through the entire moment. You feel like you know what comes next. It's as if your brain whispers, "I've been here before." Yet logically, you know that's impossible. And that contradiction is exactly what makes déjà vu so fascinating. For centuries, people tried to explain it through mystical ideas. Some believed it was evidence of past lives. Others thought it was proof of psychic abilities. Some even believed it was a glimpse into the future. But modern psychology points towards something very different. To understand déjà vu, we first need to understand how memory normally works. Every second of your life, your brain is collecting information. Faces, voices, smells, locations, movements. All of these details are constantly being processed and compared against your existing memories. Normally, your brain keeps two processes separate. One process identifies familiarity. The other process retrieves actual memories. For example, imagine seeing an old friend. Your brain recognizes the face as familiar. Then it retrieves specific memories connected to that person. These two systems work together smoothly. But sometimes something unusual happens. The familiarity system activates without a corresponding memory. Your brain suddenly signals, "This is familiar." But when you search for the memory, nothing appears. No previous experience, no explanation, just the feeling. And that creates the strange sensation we call déjà vu. Think of it like a computer glitch. The familiarity signal fires accidentally. Your conscious mind receives the message, and for a brief moment, reality feels duplicated. But that's only part of the story, because another theory may explain why certain places or situations trigger déjà vu more than others. Imagine walking into a hotel lobby you've never visited. You instantly feel you've been there before. But perhaps what your brain is actually recognizing isn't the hotel itself. It's the pattern, the layout, the arrangement of furniture, the lighting, the overall structure. Maybe years ago you visited a different building with a similar design. Your conscious mind doesn't remember it, but your subconscious does. The hidden similarity activates a feeling of familiarity, and suddenly your brain interprets the situation as something you've already experienced. This is known as implicit memory. Memories that influence you without entering conscious awareness. In other words, you may not remember the original experience, but your brain does. And sometimes that hidden memory leaks into consciousness as déjà vu. But here's where things become even stranger. Researchers discovered that déjà vu occurs most often in younger adults, especially between the ages of 15 and 30. After that, the frequency usually declines. At first, this seems backwards. You might assume older people would experience it more often because of their larger collection of memories. Yet the opposite is true. Why? Because younger brains are constantly encountering new environments, new experiences, new people, new situations. The brain is making thousands of comparisons every day, and the more comparisons it makes, the greater the chance of creating a false familiarity signal. In a way, déjà vu may be the side effect of a highly active learning system. But there is another surprising discovery. People who travel frequently often report more déjà vu experiences. Why? Because travel exposes the brain to endless combinations of familiar and unfamiliar elements. A street in one country may vaguely resemble a street from another. A hotel room may resemble one you've forgotten years ago. A restaurant may contain subtle features that match a place stored deep in memory. The brain notices these similarities long before conscious awareness does, and sometimes the result is déjà vu. But here's where psychology becomes even more intriguing. Many people report that during déjà vu, they feel certain they know what will happen next, almost like predicting the future. Yet studies suggest this feeling is usually an illusion. When the brain labels a situation as familiar, it automatically assumes familiarity should come with knowledge. Your mind expects that if you've experienced this before, you should know what's coming. That expectation creates the impression of prediction. But in reality, people rarely predict anything accurately during déjà vu. The sensation feels real, the certainty feels real, but the prediction itself usually isn't. Your brain is simply trying to make sense of a confusing signal, and sometimes it creates a convincing story to explain it. What's remarkable is how quickly the feeling disappears. Most episodes last only a few seconds, then everything returns to normal. It's like a dream dissolving the moment you wake up. You know it happened, but you struggle to hold on to it. That temporary nature offers another clue. If déjà vu were an actual memory, it would remain stable. Instead, it fades almost immediately, supporting the idea that it's not a memory at all. It's a brief processing error, a momentary mismatch between perception and memory systems, a tiny hiccup inside one of the most complex machines in the universe, the human brain. And perhaps that's what makes déjà vu so captivating. It reminds us that our perception of reality is not as solid as it feels. We trust our minds completely. We assume our experiences accurately reflect the world around us. But phenomena like déjà vu reveal that the brain is constantly constructing reality behind the scenes, making predictions, filling gaps, comparing patterns, generating meaning. Most of the time, these processes work perfectly, but occasionally we catch a glimpse of the machinery itself. For a few strange seconds, we witness the brain trying to understand its own signals, and the result feels almost magical. The next time you experience déjà vu, don't think of it as a mystery from another world. Think of it as evidence of something far more impressive. A brain processing billions of pieces of information every day. A memory system so powerful that it occasionally confuses familiarity with experience. A reminder that reality isn't simply observed, it's actively constructed. And every once in a while, that construction process briefly reveals itself, leaving you with one of the strangest feelings a human being can experience. The feeling that you've already lived this moment before, even though you know you haven't.